Hello everybody, spring is here and we are going to make something really good with asparagus. That is always good. If you can get it at the local farm stands, please do so. It's a spring asparagus tart and it has some mascarpone cream cheese, Italian cream cheese, and a little bit of lemon on it. So the first thing I want to do is go over about the puff pastry. Usually it will come in a package just like this. To around where I am in New York, Long Island, it is Pepperidge Farm that we get. 2 of these sheets that come in here could be close to $7, so it could be very expensive. So always look for it towards a holiday, especially throughout the Thanksgiving to New Year's to the spring, and you can get some good deals on it. Okay, but again, it could be close to $7. Keep it frozen until you're ready to use it. What you will get is 2 of these in there, and before you use it you have to just kind of let it come to room temperature just to kind of soften, and it will bake really good. Puff pastry is always best enjoyed on the same day as you're making, whether it's a savory dish or whether it's a dessert. Okay, so we are going to go over about asparagus, and then we're going to put this all together while this is coming to room temperature. So right at this point, put on your oven to 400 degrees. We're going to take a cookie sheet just like this, and we're going to take a piece of parchment paper and just kind of cover this nicely. Make sure it never hangs over the edges, because you never want it to hit the coils in your oven where it catches fire, so be really careful. Parchment paper can take up to a 425 temperature. They say 450 to 475, so I always kind of like to put it a little bit lower to be safer. Okay, but you can use a silicone baking mat, but my thinking on this is if you use parchment paper, if any of the cheese or anything like that, the mixture comes off and goes onto the mat, well, this is paper that gets thrown right out, so it makes it easier to clean. So while our puff pastry is still coming to room temperature and where it's workable, I'm going to go over about the asparagus. Again, you can make this all year long, this exact dish, and it will come out really, really good. But spring asparagus is the best. So you never want to use this part of the asparagus. It's very, very woody, so you always want to kind of cut about that much off. Okay? What you can do to keep this nice and fresh is just take this and keep them in a glass of water, almost like you were doing some really nice flowers that you may have gotten. Okay, keep it in there until you're ready to use them. Okay, pat them dry before they go on the tart, because you don't want them wet. Okay, so we're going to make our mixture, and this is with the mascarpone, the salt, the flour, and it's going to come out really tasty. And then we spread it all over the puff pastry. So I just want to talk to you about mascarpone. It's an Italian cream cheese, very soft. When you look, if you were to buy this today, the date on the bottom would probably be like June or even July. So if you are using this, it will stay that long in the refrigerator sealed. But as soon as you break the seal on it, you have about 4 to 5 days to use it, and because soft cheese really turns bad very quickly. So plan on either buying the smallest one or ready to use it all. Okay? So only pop the seal when you are ready. And at this point I'm ready. So we are going to take 1 full cup of the mascarpone. I'm using half of this container. This is a 1-pound container. Kind of put it in there where it's pretty much even. Just scoop that all in. A lot of the ones at the typical grocery stores could be around the 8 ounce. This one is out from one of the clubs, so they tend to always have a bigger size. So just make sure it is that right size. Okay, we are going to put in a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. Salt will bring out all the flavors and the herbs that are going to go in this. Just drop that right in there. I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of the flour. 1 egg. And then you could just take a little something, just your finger or a fork, and just kind of beat that egg up just a little bit. Okay, so I just want to kind of break that egg up. And now we're going to put in 1 tablespoon of lemon zest. So depending on the size lemon that you have, but it is 1 tablespoon. That would be enough. If you're a lemon fan, you can always do some more. So we're probably going to do about 1/2 to 3/4 on this lemon zest. You want it to be on the smaller side, so use a small grater. This one here, what's called a microplane, this is perfect for lemon zest. Okay, and then before you're done, just kind of tap it all off. Lemon and asparagus and mascarpone with the spring, really, really good. So when we have this all mixed together, then we will fold in our herbs. We're going to use some tarragon and some chives. With the chives, if you wanted to switch it with scallions, you could do that. Tarragon, not everybody's favorite. The best way to describe tarragon, it's its own unique flavor. You either love tarragon or you don't, okay? So if you're somebody that doesn't like tarragon, you just leave it out. Maybe put a little bit more of the chives in there. That is perfect. I'm just going to take this lemon zest, add this right in here. And now what we want to do is just kind of mix this together. So let's combine this really well. Get that egg mixed in with the mascarpone. If you wanted to take an electric mixer, you can, but to get a whole mixing machine out just for this little bit, I don't think it's worth it. This will get combined really good. And then we're just going to fold in the herbs. Even a little bit of a wire whisk would work well on this. That's all we need, just like that. Okay, so I am going to take the chives. I'm using about 1 tablespoon of fresh chives. Just going to cut this into small little pieces. Always wash all of your herbs. Just going to leave that on the side, and now I'm going to take some of the tarragon, about 1 tablespoon of tarragon. You can really smell it. It has a strong taste to this too. Okay, so I am just going to dice this really small. Again, I want about 1 tablespoon worth. And now I'm just going to kind of lift these herbs, put them right in here, and I just want to like gently fold them right into this mixture here. Just kind of quick little toss. It's really good. Mascarpone is really worth it. It's a little more expensive than the regular cream cheese, but you could do desserts with it, tiramisu with it. A lot of different savory dishes as well too. So I'm going to take the olive oil and the asparagus. Just going to take this asparagus. I'm putting this in a bowl just like that. Going to drizzle about 1 tablespoon's worth of extra virgin olive oil on here. And a little bit of freshly ground black pepper. Couple twists. And now I just want to really mix them really well, get them really tossed. Good. So that you're going to actually roast these right on top. And a 400 oven is perfect for roasting asparagus as well. So it should look just like that. And then we have our mascarpone mixture right here. Our puff pastry should be really close to being room temperature and where I'm able to work with it. So let me check this. So you can kind of see. Just be gentle with it, because if it's not ready to be opened, you want to give it a second. Okay. And this is about a 9 by 12 piece. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to spread some of this mixture, the mascarpone mixture, right on top. You're spreading it almost like you're doing a pizza, but you want to bring it to about 3/4 of an inch before the ending, because that's going to be where it's going to puff up and make a nice tart. This will take about 25 minutes in a 400-degree oven, and it is really best enjoyed within the first couple hours of it, but definitely give it about 5 to 10 minutes just to kind of cool and kind of settle before you cut into it. It's a really impressive looking tart that is really, really simple to make. And the right amount of mixture, just like this. Okay. Okay, so let's take our asparagus that has been in the olive oil and black pepper, and I'm going to line them up almost to where they're kind of going to the edge, a little before it. And they're going to roast really, really nicely on this. You're using about 1 pound of asparagus. If you have a really thick asparagus, you may want to roast them a little bit first before you put them on here. But these are more like a medium asparagus. Okay, medium size. And now you're going to reverse it and turn it this way. And when you see this come out of the oven and the way it really blows up, it's really, really a pretty dish. If you feel a little bit of woodiness on the bottom of the asparagus where it doesn't feel like it would be tender, you can always kind of just pop the bottoms just a little bit. So this is ready now to go into the oven. What's going to happen is our border right here is just going to kind of puff up nice and high, and it will just kind of keep everything in the center right here. But if you wanted to almost ensure that everything stays in there, you can always kind of fold it up just a little bit, just like that, and kind of pinch it in. But not necessary. So this is going to go in a 400 oven for 25 minutes. You want this to be a nice golden crust around the outside, and the inside here going to have just a little bit of little brown spots, a little bit of golden. I'm just going to hit it with just a little dash of kosher salt on top, just a hint. And this is ready to go in the oven for 25 minutes. So our spring tart came out, our asparagus tart, and you can see how golden brown it is. This is what I was saying, how to get it nice and golden, nice crisp crust. You want to let it rest for about 5 to 10 minutes and then be ready to enjoy it. And then we'll put it on a serving platter, and you can cut it into little squares, little hors d'oeuvres, anything like that, and it'll be delicious. So everybody, I hope you will enjoy this with a spring brunch or a light spring lunch. Serve it with a salad, that would be great. This is really easy and delicious to make. You can always change it with some different vegetables if you like. Roasted broccoli in here would be perfect too. But nothing like the spring asparagus. Enjoy, everybody. Thank you for always watching.